Well, greetings and welcome back to another edition of Extraordinary Connection. My name is Pastor Devin, and it is my privilege to be able to share with you for a few minutes here today. And if you're finding us for the first time, or it's been a little while since you've been by the site, I'd encourage you to look around and check out some of the other videos and devotions offered by my colleagues. There's some wonderful content that has been put out in the past days and weeks, and there's also an option on the page there to subscribe to our mailing list so that you can receive a daily email reminder when the devotion is available. We strive each day to bring you encouraging, thought-provoking, and scripture-centered content as each of us strives to deepen our relationship with God through these most unusual times we find ourselves in. And today I was wondering, how many planners do we have watching out there? How many of you love to make your lists, love to lay out that plan? Before starting any project, or maybe even before you can get out the door for the day, you have to have that plan in place. You need to know what to expect. You need to know what will be taking place, the who, what, when, where, why of how the day is going to go. I'm right there with you. I'm a planner, and there may be some of those non-planner types out there who are just laughing at us A-type personalities right now, but we just can't help ourselves, can we? And to be clear, I don't think that being a planner is a bad thing at all. I'd even say that there's a few places in the Bible that it encourages us to plan, to have a plan in place. In Luke 14, verses 28 through 30, Jesus asked the gathered crowd, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, does not first sit down and estimate the cost, to see whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he has laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it will begin to ridicule him, saying, 'This fellow began to build and was not able to finish.'" Jesus was pointing out that sometimes there needs to be a plan. We need to sit down ahead of time and have an idea of what to expect, how things are going to go. Well, I have to tell you, this past Sunday, my church here in Romeo, we had a plan. We were going to hold our first ever first, for the time being, outdoor worship service since the pandemic had hit. It was going to be the first chance for many of the people in the congregation to see one another, to gather, to worship, to have that fellowship together. And leading up to this, there was planning that took place by many people, working hard to make sure that we were able to do so safely and in a meaningful way. There were lots of emails, lots of phone calls, and lots of Zoom meetings over these past few weeks, all leading up to this past Sunday. And I have to say, in my opinion, it was all worth it. Because we had a great worship service at 9 o'clock. We had a great gathering of people that were able to remain safe and distanced, able to respect the rules and requests that we had made and planned out. And we had a great worship service together. But as that service ended and we began to change things over for the 11 o'clock service, we noticed that a few more gray clouds were rolling in out there. The wind had picked up, and just before 11, as people were arriving, the rain started. No worries, we thought. After all, we planned for this. That's why we had this tent, this very tent that I find myself sitting under right now. So we continued ahead. We started the service right on time. And we made it through those opening praise songs, had a time for the children, finished the first scripture reading. But it was as the praise team was preparing to play their next song that things changed. And I actually have a quick video clip from that service that I wanted to show you. You'll be able to hear the rain coming down on our tent as they were preparing to play, but I want you to go ahead and just watch this quick clip. In that moment, when there was that flash of lightning and that near instant clap of thunder, we realized something. We realized we needed a new plan. And that new plan was to get everyone somewhere safe. Yes, it meant interrupting our worship service. It meant cutting it short. It meant I wasn't going to be able to deliver that sermon that I'd spent so much time preparing. It meant that the band wasn't able to finish playing the music they had prepared. It meant that our first time worshiping together in some time, it was ending on a bit of a down note. But it was also necessary. Because the thing is, no matter how much time has been spent on the plan, no matter how much work went into that plan, when a situation arises, especially one that could put people in danger, it is time for a new plan. And that's what we were forced to do this past Sunday. And as I reflected back on this past Sunday services, it made me realize a couple of things. First, it did make me realize I love when a plan goes off without a hitch. I was able to see that with the 9 o'clock service. There's a feeling of accomplishment and joy in seeing that plan completed, a plan that worked. But the second thing that I also realized is that just because something doesn't follow the plan, it does not make it a failure. While I was disappointed that we didn't get to finish that 11 o'clock service, I'm so much happier knowing that everyone made it to their cars. Everyone was able to get safe and out of that storm. And I know that I'm guilty of it, but I think too often we can become laser focused on following the plan, on staying on the path that we think we're supposed to be on. And sometimes it can be small things that cause us to move away from that carefully thought out plan. And sometimes it can be a big flash of lightning and a loud crash of thunder that causes us to divert from the plan. But whatever the cause is, it's okay to deviate from the plan when it's the right thing to do. And my A-type personality will never allow me to say, throw away all the plans, throw them out the window, let's all just live moment to moment. Sorry, it's just not gonna happen, not for me at least. But I will say that as much as I believe that Jesus appreciates a good plan, that he himself had a plan and a purpose for what he came to do, I think he also was willing to go off the plan when needed. Whether it was an individual calling out to him or a woman grasping for the fringe of his robe, Jesus was willing to adjust when it was the right thing to do, when it was the necessary thing to do. And I pray that we too can take off the blinders we might be wearing as we're focused on that path in front of us, that one that we think we're supposed to take, that we can see all that is happening around us, that we can see the other people around us and identify their needs and desires, and that when it is necessary, we can follow where we are being led, even if it's not a part of our plan. I don't know about all of you, but right now I need to actually go make a list of all the things I need to finish for the rest of the day, so I'm going to head that way. But I hope all of you are able to take care, stay safe, and until next time, God bless you all.